In a world of horror, countless hours of cinema, what is truly terrifying? What will keep the kids up at night? What scene can never be unseen? Join us as we watch everything horror and discover the 13 degrees of screams.
Welcome to 13 Degrees of Screams.
We're your hosts, Stephanie.
And Alex.
And this week we play the deadliest game of hide and seek ever in Ready or Not.
So, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ready or Not before or watched it for the podcast?
I actually have. A couple of years ago I rented it.
Oh, nice.
I liked it, but I think some things could be better.
Okay. Interesting.
What do you think of it? Have you seen it before?
I have.
Okay.
And I enjoy it quite a bit.
Okay.
It's fun.
It is fun. It has a lot of silly moments, too, that are fun. And I felt like on my second watch of it, I got to know the family a little better. But the first time I watched it, I felt like, who are all these damn people chasing her? I don't get how everyone's related and everything. I don't know. It just didn't seem very clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I guess it just kind of seemed like a clusterfuck. I watched it with other people, though, too. So this time I watched alone, and it was, easier to focus.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, okay, maybe. Because I always thought it was, really, very clear who's who and why.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So probably.
Yeah.
I love any movie that has, a game.
Okay.
I love it. Oh, yes. It's so cool. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So we talked about this in Abigail, too. We were doing comparisons to Ready or Not. And I've been waiting for us to do this where I can mention both of them without giving spoilers that we were going to do this one. So my comparison now to Abigail from this is that Abigail had a better cast, more likable characters.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
Yes. But I feel like I like the jokes better in this.
Oh, 100%.
And that I didn't know everything that was going to happen in this. So I thought Abigail would win out, but Abigail is just another version of Ready or Not with a little bit less twist and a little bit more likable cast.
Yeah. There's moments in this movie, I laughed out loud.
Yes.
I chuckled.
Same. Emily. Emily, girl, I'm laughing at her every minute.
We'll get to it, but my favorite part of this whole movie, I'll talk about it, but I was cracking up. I was just laughing so hard. I'm it's so funny. And then these people are just so bad, but it's funny because they've never done before. They have no idea, but they're so ready to do it. Mm-hmm. Yes, well,
gotta do it. Yeah,
gotta do it. But it's funny. I like it a lot. I do really like Samara Weaving.
Oh yes. Another thing I wanted to compare though is I was disappointed by the Abigail ending too. After seeing this, is because it's so similar with the girl being disheveled and just kind of walking out and being I survived it.
Yeah,
and I'm yeah, that's a really powerful scene in Ready or Not, but not now in Abigail because I've seen it before.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
We're beyond Abigail now, but she just walks out and she's what the fuck? And that's it.
Yeah.
But this, she's
I respect it, the journey.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think because in this, it's her against everyone else.
Yes.
Whereas Abigail, it's everyone else against her.
Right. I guess that's true. Well, I guess for a little while you think that the one guy's with her, but it's not really.
I know.
Yeah, but he's
what a twat muffin.
Predisposed for a while, too. And
yeah, he's barely in it for
barely
a while.
in it to help her out, yeah.
And then when he does show up, he fucking... Anyways, we'll talk about it. Sorry. We'll talk about it. Now you ready for some movie background?
Yeah.
So, Ready or Not is a 2019 American black comedy horror film directed by the filmmaking collective Radio Silence and written by Guy Busick and R. Christopher Murphy. The movie features a talented cast including Samara Weaving, Adam Brody, Mark O'Brien, Henry Czerny, and Andy McDowell. The story revolves around a young bride who becomes the target of her spouse's wealthy family as part of a wedding night ritual. What a fun time it is. Mm-hmm. The film's preparations began in November 2017, with casting taking place from August to October of 2018. Brian Tyler was brought on board to compose and conduct the film's score, marking his first collaboration with Radio Silence. Ready or Not premiered at the Fantasia International Film Festival on July 27th in 2019, and was theatrically released in the United States on August 21st, 2019 by Fox Searchlight Pictures. Critics responded positively to the film, praising the performances of the cast as well as Radio Silence's direction and screenplay. The movie was a box office success, grossing $57.6 million worldwide against a $6 million budget. It was even nominated for Best Horror Film at the 46th Saturn Awards. In March 2024, reports surfaced about a sequel in development. Samara Weaving is expected to reprise her starring role in the anticipated sequel. 17...
wait.
What?
What would she do in a sequel? Like, is she just now marrying people that all have this situation going on?
I don't know. Maybe...
To do it again?
Well, maybe. Perhaps other family members come after her.
Oh, maybe.
Or...
They do mention other families, so maybe she goes after them or something like that. Too.
I love how you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wait.
What's going to happen?
I need to know.
I know. Who knows?
No one cleared this with me.
Stephanie did not put her stamp of approval on a sequel.
I mean, honestly, now I'm interested. Because I feel like I was only like lukewarm about it the first time I watched it, and now like I really liked it.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I was like, yes, this is great. But this is a random fact that I thought was cool. There were 17 different versions of her wedding dress.
That's crazy.
It was created by costume designer Avery Plewes, Plewes, however you say that last name, to show the progress of Grace's night and how her clothes correspond to her attitude. Really, it just gets destroyed because she goes through it.
Right. Like, the dress is unrecognizable by the end.
For sure. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 89% with a critical consensus that states, smart, subversive, and darkly funny, Ready or Not is a crowd-pleasing horror film with giddily entertaining bite. The audience score is 78%.
Okay. Weird. All right.
Weird? What's weird?
That they didn't feel the same as the critics.
I mean, it's close. It's only 11 off.
Okay.
You're like, okay. You just gave up so easy.
Sometimes I question things and I don't get the results I want, so I just stop.
I guess that works.
Are you ready for the plot?
Yes.
We open to two children running from a wounded man. Daniel Lee Domus forces his younger brother, Alex, into a wardrobe to hide. He's about to get in as well when the man, Charles, stops him and pleads for help. Instead, Daniel alerts his family, and they come in with ceremonial robes and masks to shoot the man with a spear gun. Daniel's mother tells him she's proud of him as they drag the man into another room while his bride, Helen, pleads for his life.
What an opening.
I know. It's like, what?
Oh, what is going on here? Hold on a second.
30 years later, Alex Lee Domus, a strange son of the owners of the successful Lee Domus Family Games Company, is set to marry Grace, a former foster child.
You know what I don't like about this, I guess I would say? Is you hear their names in the beginning, and then you automatically know it's them.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way they could kind of maybe make it seem like they're not connected to what happened in the past. Like that's not them. Like they don't know.
I feel like you kind of have to, though, to understand like how the brother is especially. Otherwise, you have to go into some weird backstory or something, which, I don't know. I feel like if you take care of it in the beginning, you'd kind of just know.
But then you're just always like weary about like, because then you just automatically don't trust them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you would rather like it's just Alex and Grace pulling up for the wedding and you find out when Grace finds out.
Yes.
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. I gotcha. I guess I'd prefer that as well.
Just because they're like, oh, well, I automatically
know what's
weird
gonna
about
happen.
like Daniel, something weird's going on.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
A little bit more mystery off the bat.
Yes, but we didn't really know that going in. We just knew eventually it led to some sort of hide-and-seek game or something like that, where they would end up trying to kill her.
Right, you have no idea why this is happening, but you're automatically kind of weary about...
Of the family.
And you're like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah, fair point. However, there seems to be reservations on Alex's side as he warns Grace that his family is messed up, and she can still leave if she wants. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
I mean, I guess you probably knew ahead of time.
Yeah.
But if you're, like, really insistent that your family's that messed up, I'd be like, okay, I guess I should probably just leave then.
Right.
Because, like, you're really, like, are you sure?
Well, I don't even know what happened, too, because we meet the family as Grace does, technically. And I guess they all meet on the wedding day, pretty much. But the mom thanks her at one point for bringing Alex back into the family. So something she said got Alex back into this in a way.
Maybe, well, you know what it is, I think? Because he's getting married, they have to play the game.
Yeah,
so whether he wanted to or not, he'd have to come back.
Okay.
So that I think that's... Because I think Grace is like, oh... Like, she doesn't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
She's like, obviously I did something to bring him back to the family. Little does she know it's because they need to play a game.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like outside encouraging that we just didn't see because she wanted a family, because that's the thing she mentions as well. I don't know.
Who knows? But at any rate, they had to come together to play this game.
Right. So on the actual wedding day, Grace meets the Ladamuses, Daniel and his wife Charity, Alex's cocaine-addicted sister Emily. She's a trip.
She's my favorite.
Her husband, Fitch, and their young sons, Georgie and Gabe, Alex's aunt, Helene, and his parents, Tony and Becky. After the ceremony, his father, Tony, explains that his ancestor, Victor Ladamus, made a deal with someone named LaBelle to build the Ladamus fortune in exchange for the family observing a tradition at midnight on their wedding day. Every new member draws a game card from LaBelle's puzzle box. Grace draws hide and seek. The family share an ominous glance, but Grace is like, "Yay, hide and seek! That's so silly. I'm gonna go." Like, and then she like has them stand up and do a toast to LaBelle, and I'm like,
"Don't do that."
It's like you don't see how like weird they look,
right? Like,
they're all
look terrified. Not terrified, but like, damn,
like fuck.
Right. This is such a like. It's interesting, but so weird that there's only one game that's like bad.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be more interesting if every game had an element of danger. But this one is like, you're guaranteed to die.
Right.
Where everything else might be like, you play chess, but if you lose, you have to cut off your arm. You know, like something like that.
Something. Like an equivalent. Yeah, because it's weird that this is the only game, because they talk about it too. Like, this is the one bad game. Like, when they're going around the table to select the cards, Fitch, he's the one that married in with Emily, the sister. And he said that he played Old Maid, and Charity, that's married to Daniel, said that she had to play chess, and they just had to play. That was the rule. They didn't even have to win.
They just have to play. I know.
In this case, Grace has to win to live, but then like everyone else is going to die is the thing.
Right.
We're going to get to that, but still, there's no real good outcome for everybody where they could just continue being a family after this.
Yeah, if you pull hide and seek, it's bad news bears.
Yeah.
For somebody.
Yeah.
Someone gonna die.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, they could just run away and just not kill her. No.
Nope.
Not an option.
No. And that's so weird to me. Like, that's the one thing that's like, why is there just one game that's bad? But
maybe LaBelle is not a selfish deity to make a deal with. He's like, only a sacrifice every 30 years or so.
I wonder how many...
I don't need that many.
Yeah, I wonder how many games are in rotation.
Yeah.
If there's like 30, then it's like, yeah, just, 1 out of 30. It's not that bad.
The family share ominous glances, but Grace is oblivious and believes it to be a harmless game as the family receives weapons. So she's like out in the hall hiding, and they're like passing each other these old weapons that are hanging on the wall that were used in another century. After a few minutes of hiding, Alex pulls her into a room to warn her that his family is cursed and believes that they have to kill her before sunrise or they die instead, just as his sister Emily accidentally kills a maid whom she mistakes for Grace right outside the room. And I'm like, bitch, you just met her. Like, you know what she's wearing, a white wedding dress. And even they're like, Emily, was she in the big dress? No. This is a woman you know.
These poor maids in this movie.
I don't know. They are just cannon fodder for this woman.
It's bad. I mean, it's like, you gotta have people to die. And unfortunately, it's just, that's what they're there for.
It's so messy.
It's so bloody.
And the gurgling. Like, you can always hear them dying afterwards. It's not just like, now they're dead.
I love the one, I don't know if you call it out, but the one accidentally dies, and they're trying to talk, and all you hear is, and they're just, like, waiting for her to stop. That's the part that just made me laugh so hard, because they're just, like, standing there while she's, like, on the ground.
Yes.
This poor woman.
The game was last played by Helene's husband, Charles.
Which is what we see.
Yeah, which we saw in the past when Daniel and Alex were kids. With the mansion locked down, Alex attempts to disable the security system to allow Grace to escape. While alone, she's discovered by the now depressed and alcoholic Daniel, who allows her a head start before alerting the others. When the family regroups, Daniel's scolded for letting her go, and Emily accidentally kills another maid. They're like, here, don't take the gun, take the bow instead. It immediately goes off. A maid walks in right through the eye, like, Jesus.
She's in the... dead.
And they're like, maybe you just don't get one.
Yeah.
Oh, also, they said drug addicted, but, like, she's literally snorting coke, like, every other scene.
She's like, get it together.
Oh, yeah, that was what I was laughing at, too. And I was like, oh, us recording a podcast, like, snorting coke and then being like, you're a winner. Like, just, like, smacking yourself in the face.
Is that what we do before?
I think anyone making a podcast kind of tries to amp themselves up like that.
You're a winner. We're winners, guys.
Yes.
Follow us on social media.
Yeah, we just want to be winners like you guys. Grace makes it to the servants' kitchen, but is blocked by the family butler, Stevens. She, in turn, splatters the hot tea he was preparing on his face and runs away.
Oof.
Yeah.
No good.
Mm-mm. Alex is restrained by Daniel and Tony after he destroys the security system and tries to strangle Tony. Grace is seen by a third maid who accidentally crushes herself in a dumbwaiter while yelling for the family. Like, jeez.
That was so weird. Like,
I'm
what
like,
are you
why
doing?
don't you duck inside? Like, it's obviously trying to crush you. Duck inside.
Yeah,
Like,
she was like literally like, oh no, it's coming. It's closing. Oh God, oh no. Like, she had plenty of time to fucking move.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, I'm just going to hang my head out of here.
Right. And then like, the whole time she's like, help. I'm like, man, help yourself. Like,
Yeah, move.
she can't stop it, so you gotta do it.
That was kind of silly.
Mm-hmm. Grace runs to the goat shed where she sees Georgie and pleads for help, but he shoots her in the hand. I'm like, this fucker.
This little kid, yeah, he's one of the little kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's like anxious to do it. Like,
right through the hand. And now she has a giant gaping hole.
yes.
It is all bad.
She knocks him out, but is startled by a goat.
She doesn't, wait, no. She decks him in the face.
Like, so hard this kid passes out.
He goes down. She just decks this kid. It's so funny. And he just falls flat on his back.
Yes. And the whole time, like, every time she encounters anyone, it's just, like, profanity after profanity. Like, you little fuck. Like,
I'm like...
which is fair. Like, I would be saying nothing.
I'd be saying worse.
Yeah, I would say nonsense aside from swear words. It's like,
Every other word.
fuck, asshole, dump. So she's startled by a goat and then falls into a pit with the corpses of the Ladamas' previous sacrifices, including that of Charles. She escapes. I cringed. She crawls up this ladder that's breaking, and, you know, she's already got the gunshot wound through the hand, so she's, like, holding the one hand to her chest, and she's climbing up the ladder with the one hand, and the steps keep breaking, and then she finally gets up, and then she puts her other hand up to help ease herself up. Goes right through a nail where the bullet wound was, and
right through the hole.
Right through the hole, and you could just hear her scream, and it's so...
I actually had to close my eyes during this part, because I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No. But, on the plus side, there was already a hole there.
That is true.
So she didn't make a new hole.
No, that's true. She probably just got a staph infection or something.
Yeah, just heavily infected.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was already a hole there. So, hey, you know what? What I thought was going to happen was she was going to, like, fall and, like, tear through her hand. Oh. That's what I was expecting, which is why I couldn't.
I was trying to remember if that happened, but I didn't think it did. So
it didn't.
I just remembered that going through the hand.
Oh, yeah. It was right through there.
So she escapes and makes it through the front gate. Grace is then pursued into the forest by Stevens.
I also want to say, to prolong her suffering, while she's going through the gate, tears her back.
And
they show
her
it.
Stomach, yeah.
And they show, like, slicing into her back. I'm like, why is this so gross?
I know. Because it's one of those, like, weird iron wrought fences where, like, there's, like, delicate patterns into it. So she finds a loose bar, and she can sort of squeeze through, but it's not enough.
Rips through her skin. I'm like, please.
And she manages to flag down a car that stops just to tell her not to be in the road. I'm like, you don't see this person?
I mean, okay. So to be fair, would you stop to pick up a random person screaming in the road, looking a hot mess? Or would you be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on?
I mean, I would call the police maybe.
Oh, yeah,
but
for
I
sure.
don't know if I would just completely ignore it.
Yeah, no. But because, like, I don't trust nobody.
Yeah, I guess that's
like,
fair.
you're not, I'm sorry. Like,
No,
I can't let you win.
That's fair. I'd be like, you start walking, I'll call the police.
Right. Like, you could, like, jog behind me and I'll, like, keep an eye on you. Mm-hmm. But, like, you're not going in this car. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are.
You're like, I just got this car cleaned.
Not even that.
No, I was kidding.
I know. It's such a shitty thing, though, because it's
like you want to be a good Samaritan and help somebody that's in crisis or whatever, but also sometimes people just be crazy.
Right, and they could be a trap. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me being paranoid.
No, that's fair.
Like, I can't trust you.
No, but he just yells at her for being in the road.
Yeah, that's an
blocking
asshole
the road.
move. Yeah, for
and
sure.
Just doesn't say anything more.
It's like, rich people.
She fights Stevens off, taking his car, and attempts to call the police using the car's customer support system. Also, this bitch. But the car is already reported stolen, so it's immediately shut off, even though they are sending the police. And they're like, yeah, sorry, company policy, it's stolen. It sounds like by your assassin, or you like your assailants, but,
Yeah.
you know, have a good night.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll die now.
Right. I would have been so mad, like... The things I would have said to that man, I'd be like, I hope you know you're killing me. Literally killing me. Like,
She basically, like, bitches him out, and he's like, okay, ma'am, good night.
right. Have a great night.
Sir, no, like, seriously. I would be like, yeah, I stole this. Bring the police. Come arrest me. Like, get me out of, you know what I'm saying?
I would love to be arrested right now.
Yeah, I would love to be literally anywhere but here.
Right. Stranded, Stevens catches up and traps her using a tranquilizer gun. As he is driving Grace back to the house, she awakens and attacks Stevens, causing the car to crash and kill him. And she just, like, fully kicking him in the head.
I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it up, girl. Get him.
Just all the trauma that this woman goes through. Like, this is a car crash is in the middle of this.
All right. It's fine. And they're, like, rolling. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, in slow motion.
Yes. Daniel, near the crash, captures Grace after realizing his father is secretly watching. And the Ladamas prepare to complete the ritual sacrifice. However, they are incapacitated after Daniel poisoned them with a non-lethal dose of hydrochloric acid in a ritual cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tight.
Sounds good. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah. Daniel, like, kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah.
It seems like he's like,
Like
I'm gonna kill you. Just
he
kidding.
understands the obligation to the family and like what he's done in the past, I guess, as far back as the little kid and stuff, but also feels guilty for what he has done already. So doesn't want to put that on Grace. Charity shoots Daniel in the neck after he attempts to protect Grace, leaving him to bleed to death as Grace runs away. Charity is Daniel's wife, and all we know about her is that she was psyched to be part of this family, to play these games. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, she's just crazy. Like, she was like, oh, I get to kill somebody?
Right. And you see her putting on the robe, and I'm like, #villain era? Like,
#villain era. Really, Charity's the worst.
I know.
Out of
She's
all these.
like super psyched, and anyone standing in her way, she's like, no.
And she's not even blood related. She was married
No,
into
she was
this
married
family.
in, but she wholeheartedly believes what the family does. Like, you know, if they don't kill her, they'll all die. So when she shoots Daniel, she's like, I can't believe you just let me die, and then just shoots him.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Okay.
In the ongoing chaos, the mansion is set on fire, and Grace is attacked by Becky, whom she beats to death with LaBelle's box.
God, that sucks. Like,
Yeah.
just the sounds. Mm-hmm. She just keeps going
Yeah.
and going.
Who sets the house on fire? It happened so quickly. I was like, this must be the work
like
of the devil.
I think like a candle like tipped over or something.
okay.
It was an accident.
Okay. It just seemed like all of a sudden it was on fire, and that was just what it was.
Yeah, it's on fire now. It's an evil house
Yes.
with an evil demon guy. So just fire is included.
Yeah, okay.
You know, just part of the thing.
Alex escapes his restraints and goes to find Grace, but witnesses her attacking his mother. Alex seems mortified by this and the death of his brother, so he reaches for Grace, but she pulls away. Now realizing that she will never trust him and will almost certainly leave him once she escapes, he subdues her to complete the ritual. I'm like, man,
Let's just say, okay.
this is a lot for someone to go through and then be like, and we'll still run into the sunset together, right?
Right. Would you leave him if you were her? Or like, it'd be like, I tried telling you.
one, he should have told her before they got married.
Yeah.
And then they probably could have just not gotten married and just lived together. And
unless she was I mean, this is going to sound so bad. Like, I'm blaming the victim here. Unless she, like, no, we're getting married. Like, you know.
Well, that's what he tells her when he first takes her aside. He's like, you wanted to get married. But she didn't know the alternative was now that she has to play these games.
But here's the thing. So you tell her, okay, we're going to get married. We're going to have to play a game at night. Would you tell her, if you pull hide and seek,
it's literally the worst.
We're going to have
scenario.
to kill you. Like, what would you, like?
Yeah, I guess. He's clearly, like, scarred from probably telling people in the past this from our previous girlfriend, maybe.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
But also, like, do you think maybe he's like, there's no way she'd pull hide and seek? Again, depending on how many games.
There is a chance, too. There could be so many games that, what's your odds?
Mm-hmm. He maybe just was banking on the fact she wouldn't pull it, because the last time this happened was when they were kids. This does not happen often.
Right, because clearly they're not prepared.
Right. They suck.
What do you think? Like, if this was your situation?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like I would just say, hey, if I'm going to be in a relationship with you, we're just not going to get married. Like, I'm sorry. That's just not happening. Like, so if that's a deal breaker, we can't be together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess what would you do in Grace's shoes, though? Like if Nick took you inside
someone told me that.
And he was like, you know, we're going to be together forever, and if you really want to get married, Sandy and I might have to kill you one day.
I'd be like, well, I guess we're not getting married.
Yeah.
I guess that's fine.
So. Yeah, okay.
It would just be like, okay. We could just avoid that situation.
Yeah.
So let's
that's very logical, I guess. But also, I guess I would have questions about, like, why would you have to kill me?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd probably be scared off. Mm-hmm. Because here's the thing. Because then if he told me, like, it's because there's this entity that
I've made a deal with or something like that.
Oh! Because then it's either real, and that's fucking crazy, or you believe this and it's not real, and that's still fucking crazy.
Yes.
So either way,
that's true.
Not great. So
and then also another thing to consider: even if you're not married, he'll have to return to the house to do the ritual with his family if anybody else gets married.
Right.
So
not my problem.
But still, your significant other is off murdering people, and then if they don't murder someone, he might die. If you believe that all of this is going to happen,
he would never have to play the game if he doesn't get married.
No, I'm not saying that he did. I just meant, like, if you guys go on living together in sin, quote unquote, and you never get married, somebody else in the family inevitably will.
I see what you're saying.
And then they'll pull hide and seek, and he has to help them kill them.
Yeah. I didn't catch you saying somebody else in the family.
Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, have fun.
I guess either way, you really can't keep going. Because
I just feel like, guys, but then the family kind of dies out. But I'd be like, oh, well, I'm dead. I don't care. Like, the family living on is not my problem. Mm-hmm. Because I will eventually...
he would die too, though, because he's part of the family. Even the kids, they didn't really do anything yet. No. They were implicated.
I'm saying if the family makes a pact to no longer get married to anybody.
Oh, gotcha.
Then the problem's solved. They can still have kids and shit. They're just not... You know what I'm saying?
Holy union. Yeah.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Okay.
Because then they don't have to worry about it.
That's true. Well, we solved it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just don't get married.
Right.
Not that serious.
So Grace breaks free from the ritual table just as the sun rises. Despite Grace having won the game, Helene attempts to attack her.
Bitch. Sorry.
She's like, I won't disappoint you again. And I'm like, it's sunrise. You good. Like, you think you could. Attempts to attack her anyway, but explodes mid-stride. A consequence of the curse. And I forgot it was like a full body explosion. I thought like their heads just popped off like daisies kind of in a way.
No, the whole thing.
No, it's a lot. The rest of the family explode one by one, and when only Alex is left, he tries and fails to convince Grace to forgive him. He's like, I'm different because of you, baby. He's not going to take me.
No, you tried to kill her.
And I love how, like, they had this hide and seek song playing, and you can hear the song counting down, and you know that that's when he's gonna get got. I got so hard. Grace tells Alex she wants a divorce and tosses her ring back at Alex, who then succumbs to the curse and explodes too.
It's perfect timing.
Yes.
And she was like,
she just like chuckles. It's gone too far now that it's funny for her.
It's a mix of shock, relief, And it's
getting
funny
her
at this point.
the comeuppance.
Comeuppance.
LaBelle briefly shows himself to Grace and nods in approval. The sole survivor of the night, Grace, walks out of the burning manor just as the police arrive. Upon asking her what happened, she simply replies, "In-laws."
Tee. I love how LaBelle is like,
Yeah.
I fucking hate those guys. Thank you.
Right. Like, well played.
Yeah. He's like, thank God.
Yeah, for sure. I also think it's like, technically you're married, so I could get you if I really wanted to. Because I know this was technically her initiation and stuff like that, but I feel like there could be a clause of like, if she sucked too, he could have taken her too.
Because then even if she survives, she dies. So it's either she gets sacrificed and dies or she survives and dies. That's not fair.
I guess that's true.
There's no winning in that case.
Well, okay, interesting thing too. Alex tries to convince her that it's real, and he's like, I have an uncle that the night of the wedding they didn't play, and then he and his wife and a lot of the family members died or something like that.
But wouldn't the whole family die?
I would think so.
So I don't think that's...
I don't know.
I feel like that's not cool.
Maybe like a segment of the family that made a different deal or something. On his mom's side, the different deal with the devil.
I don't know. I thought his uncle... They were talking about the uncle that got killed.
No. He said they didn't play the game, and they didn't get married at the house, and they didn't play the game, and then they died. Like him and his wife.
Oh, I think they just didn't participate.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe they just didn't participate in the ritual, so they just died. Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of weird, the whole ritual thing. But
yeah.
Good time. It's fun.
Yeah.
You want to talk about our rating?
Yes.
What did you give it?
I rated this a 4.
A 4. So the first step in a little scary but I'll deal.
Yeah, it's not scary. It's more or less funny with gore again.
I know.
It's like an Abigail situation. Like,
yeah,
technically, it's supposed to be a horror because of all the gore.
Yeah.
And like the stuff that happens is pretty bad, but not hard to look at, really.
Yeah, not scary. I feel like a lot of the movies that recently we covered are not scary. But I gave it a 5. I bumped it up a little bit because of the gore.
Okay.
There's a good amount at the end.
That's true.
So I feel like, while not necessarily scary, the gore bumps it up a little bit.
Okay.
And the amount of death. Just a lot of death. But yeah, it's not scary because it's just these silly family members.
Yeah.
Trying to...
Mostly Emily. Just can't.
Emily,
just can't get it together.
She's the worst. Yeah, I would barely classify it. Is this classified as a horror film?
I think a thriller.
Already, let's see what Google says. I forgot what I even said.
Black comedy horror.
Horror comedy. Yeah, no. It's not scary. It's funny. Yeah. It's just more comedy.
Just a dark comedy.
It's horror in the sense that she's in danger of losing her life. But even like LaBelle isn't. It's just a dude.
Yeah.
Helene's the scariest one.
I know.
That's just because she's a crazy old lady.
Yeah. Her character, she went full tilt after what happened to Charles. Like, she says at one point, I realized that Alex and I are the same, and he just needs to accept his destiny and kill Grace so he can lead the family. And she's like, I wish I would have killed Charles. Like, what the fuck?
I know. We also didn't mention this because it's just kind of a throwaway line, but she mentions he's the only one who have seen LaBelle.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
He's seen him before.
Yeah, and that was... We didn't see it, him see it,
right.
But apparently he did.
Okay. It doesn't really matter, but that was just interesting.
Yeah, like I guess that was some sort of like sign for them that he was supposed to lead the family.
But they all die, so it doesn't matter. I wonder if there's like extended family just blowing up somewhere. But like, because like at what point is that?
Yeah, like do cousins count, or is it just the immediate family tied to this couple? Or
right.
I don't know. I think it's unfair that the kids get it. I mean, Georgie, he was trying, but the youngest kid didn't do anything.
Yeah, I know. That's just like, it's just like waking up. It's just exploding. Fuck, man.
Literally spontaneous combustion.
Right. Just don't get married. Selfish.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. But in the end, it's under a little scary, but I'll deal. But it's mostly just a little gory, and I'll deal.
Right.
Even though, like I said, the first time I watched it, I was like, I can't watch that part with the hand.
Yeah, that's the worst of it, honestly, to me. Oh, I noticed an interesting parallel with the whole, like, goat thing. Not about the nail, but, you know, she's in the barn where they keep all of the bodies of the sacrifices and stuff, and there's these goats surrounding her, and that's what scares her. After the kid, of course. Mm-hmm. And when she's finally, like, confronted by the family after she gets off the ritual table and it's, like, the final moments of the family, she's screaming at them, but she almost sounds like she's bleeding like a goat. Like,
oh, yeah. She just has Samara Weaving has a very interesting scream. That's just how she screams. That's just
really?
Scream. Yeah.
I thought she had done it on purpose to be like, I'm a goat, but I'm taking charge.
Yeah, no. That's just how she screams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
it's like a vibrato almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Okay. But you've heard her do it in other things? Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. I thought it was directly in comparison to that. Nope. Oh, okay. Well, I thought I was being insightful.
Oh! No, it's just a silly scream. Have you ever seen Babysitter?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I did.
Okay. Mm-hmm. She's the babysitter in that.
Okay.
1 and 2.
All right.
I don't remember her screaming in that, but I just liked her in that. I just like her. I think she's a good actress.
Yeah.
She's in the newest Scream, too.
Oh, really?
For a second.
Oh, okay.
Radio Silence did Scream, too. The newest Scream.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Okay. Before we get into our topic deep dive, we're going to cut to commercial, and we will be right back.
Welcome to the Dead Podcast. I'm your host, Desi, and on this podcast, I discuss all things spooky and weird, from ghosts, demons, religion, to folklore, urban legends, true crime, and all things paranormal, with some horror movie reviews sprinkled in. So join me on this spooky ride.
So, would you like to hear about the Faustian deal?
The What the hell? Yeah, I've never heard of that.
It technically translates to pact with the devil, but...
Oh, shit.
It's the origin of it.
Oh, damn. Okay, wow.
Yeah. This is from the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica article on the subject. A Faustian bargain refers to a pact or agreement in which a person trades something of great moral or spiritual value, such as personal values or the soul, for worldly or material benefits like knowledge, power, or riches. The term is derived from the legend of Faust, a character in German folklore and literature who makes a deal with an evil spirit, often represented as Mephistopheles or Satan, to gain access to forbidden knowledge and magical powers in exchange for his soul.
Eek.
Funny enough, too, I think it's just because I recently finished watching Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Of Sabrina. But Faustus is the name of the headmaster.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, a Faustian bargain is characterized by several key elements. First, it involves making a deal with a power that the bargainer recognizes as evil or immoral. Second, the bargainer surrenders something of supreme moral or spiritual importance, such as personal values or the soul. Third, the bargainer receives some worldly or material benefit in return, such as knowledge, power, or riches. Finally, Faustian's bargains are often tragic or self-defeating because what is surrendered is ultimately far more valuable than what is obtained.
Womp womp.
Mm-hmm.
See? Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's all a trick. It's a farce. It's a Faust.
A Faust.
Don't do it.
The story of Faust has been adapted and retold in many forms of literature, music, and films, even stretching into conspiracies related to political figures, companies, and celebrities to explain their activities and successes. Some modern-day examples include Sam Smith because of his song Unholy, and he dressed as a devil for a performance of it.
I hate that song.
Really? I kind of liked it, but then it quickly wore on me.
That song is from the devil because it's so bad.
The Weeknd was also accused of the same for holding a show that had a satanic theme. And Miley Cyrus, ironically, because she's not that talented or good looking, so pourquoi?
Wait, what?
That's really what someone said. Like, they're like, why?
I think she's talented.
Yeah.
She's a good singer.
Really, anybody that thinks poorly of any celebrity, like I saw Keanu Reeves was on there too. I'm like, what?
I mean, look, here's the thing. I'm sure some crazy shit's going on, but not every person who's successful means they sold their soul.
Right. Like they're like, oh, they suck, so must have sold their soul. Like, I'm like, no. People are famous for some stupid things, and
right.
These people you've listed really aren't famous for such stupid things.
Yes, like Miley Cyrus was literally born into start, like her father
Is Billy Ray Cyrus.
Like she was born into it. She didn't do nothing.
Right.
Hello? Like she was born famous.
Yes. Obviously, these conspiracies are brought on by those that are cruel, homophobic, or satanic panic.
Oh my God.
For those that don't know, this was a period during the 1980s, a period where unfounded conspiracy theories about satanic cults committing widespread abuse gained traction in the United States. These theories claimed that these cults engaged in occult rituals, orgies, and even the sacrifice of children. The panic was fueled by religious TV channels, public authorities, and tabloid media, taking advantage of existing societal fears about cults and child abuse.
Yikes.
One famous murder case in particular was blamed on satanic panic for a long time. 3 teenagers that were like goth and, misunderstood kind of types were accused of killing these 3 children in the forest. They recently actually got out of jail. But,
oh, snap.
Yeah, but they were wrongly accused.
Oh, were they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It was just because people were scared of them, basically.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's awful, too, because I don't know if they ever really found the actual killer of the children, and it was bad. They were mutilated.
Oh, the children?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
The article from the Conversation on Satanism, Ritual Cults, and Hollywood Debunking Satanic Panic Conspiracy Theories by Beth-Ann Juliet Oak. These conspiracy theories are not entirely new and have resurfaced in various forms over the years. They have been linked to other conspiracy theories like Pizzagate and QAnon, where believers accuse their social and political adversaries of engaging in ritualistic child abuse. The article also notes that conspiracy theories tend to resurface during time of crisis, such as the COVID-19 pandemic or acts of terrorism. The author of the article aims to debunk these conspiracy theories by critically examining their historical context, social influences, and lack of supporting evidence. They argue that these theories often serve as a means to blame and target specific groups and are rooted in fear and misinformation. Of course, Reddit had tons to say on the subject, including titles such as, "How do I make a pact with the devil? The devil asks for a deal. How do I deny him? How do I break a pact with an entity? Or my personal favorite, I accidentally summoned the devil. Should I call the police?"
Yes. Please call the
please
police.
do.
Arrest the devil. Oh my God. These are actual titles?
Yes.
Oh, people. How do you accidentally summon the devil?
There is no accidentally.
You knew what you were doing, sir.
Right. He is now
and/or
here.
madam. Oh my God.
All in all, they mostly gave the same answer as to not invoke or make such a pact, obviously. Several former occult practitioners on Reddit claim that if one makes a deal with the devil, they shouldn't because it invites negativity into your own life, your family, and your own well-being.
That's putting it lightly, I feel. It brings negative vibes.
It's just not good. Like, the vibes aren't vibing.
We're not vibing. Jeez. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so many people just warning, like, no, it's no good. It might seem fun, but it's no good. Like,
whoever said that would be fun?
Right.
Wrong.
Those with these types of pacts are subject to possession, illness, and generational curses, so even if you're given what you ask for, you're still going to suffer in life and then go to hell. Essentially telling everyone that already has made a pact to turn to Jesus to save themselves. I'll give one example as they're all pretty much the same. Ray S. from Reddit had the following to say on their experience. "I see most of the answers are people warning you away from doing such a thing, as would I, but I will attempt to answer you in a more technical manner. First, making a deal with Satan is much more difficult than anyone thinks. I practiced black magic and summoning for years before I even saw Satan. He didn't speak to me until 3 more years had passed. I supposed he was assessing me. I have no idea. He watched my more prominent meetings with the spirits and would occasionally appear and watch me. If you have patience and can deal with that unnerving experience, then you might have a shot. I doubt he does the same thing with everyone. After we spoke the first time, I was given more responsibility and given a higher rank. Working with him, I climbed the ranks and was put in charge of an area, basically to ruin other people's lives and make them lose hope."
Ray.
Yes.
Ray S. from Reddit. What the hell?
Right. What did you do?
What are you, sir? Do not contact the devil. Please.
Call the police.
Call the police. Straight to jail. Summon Satan, straight to jail.
It started to get really bad, and my life was being affected badly as well. As selfish as it sounds, that's what made me stop wanting to work for him. My life was a living hell, and I was just taking it out on anyone else that I could. I wasn't happy, and I didn't like it. The money and power that I thought I had disappeared. I became possessed several times during this time by demons I had control over.
By the way, I got possessed by demons.
Right.
NBD.
I was destitute. My actions had repercussions on my family, and they were struggling as well. The only thing that saved me was that I still had the presence of mind to call on Jesus to help me. I was far from being saved, but he still brought me up out of the pit I had dug for myself. I am eternally grateful to him. It still blows my mind how easily all my troubles seem to melt away. I'm not saying my life hasn't had its share of hurdles, but I know I don't have to worry anymore of being killed or tortured or whatever else by people I betrayed. I'm protected now. Even though being homeless and being hungry, I had hope for the future, something that is infinitely precious to me and something I want to share. Satan has contacted me exactly twice since I decided to stop being his circus monkey. I'm glad that Jesus has given me the strength to say no both times. It all seems so stupid now. The little treats he gives you to string you along and get you to do more things for him aren't worth it. That is an understatement. Ruin your soul performing atrocities for a deceitful master who will destroy you when you are no longer useful or amuse him. Sounds wonderful. What happens when you make a deal with Satan? You get treated like an expensive gadget that will be obsolete in 3 months. You get pampered for a week in exchange for a lifetime of nightmares, and that's if you escape. It was just super crazy. Honestly, all of them were like this.
What?
Like, don't do it, but I did it the one time.
Yeah, it's oh my god. I don't know what to say.
It was crazy.
Right,
Like I was
yeah.
like, wow, I'm spiraling at this point. Like,
Yeah, I would have logged off. I'm like, you know what? That's enough internet for now. That's insane. Mm-hmm. No, sir. Well, I'm glad he got his shit together. I guess.
I don't know how you can be certain that you're saved after that.
I would be like, at any day now.
Yeah.
My soul's gonna. It's like Drag Me to Hell, the movie. I was gonna be
Right.
dragged to the ground and be dead. Oh my god. Well, that's nuts. That's absolutely crazy, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're okay now, but oh my god.
Yeah. Jeez.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the show and listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, giving us a 5-star rating is super helpful, and we'll always appreciate it.
Spotify users can now comment on our episodes, so we'd love to hear from you on how we're doing, and you can recommend a movie if you'd like us to watch it. And you can find us on social media using 13 Degrees of Screams.
This has been 13 Degrees of Screams, and we will see you next week.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me.
I don't know that song.
Oh, it's old. I think, yeah, older.
Okay.
Uh-huh.